You grab fast food believing it's convenient and safe. You trust that major chains maintain consistent quality standards. Food safety investigators, health department officials, and consumer protection experts reveal a disturbing reality about certain fast food chains operating across America. These worst offenders rack up catastrophic health code violations, massive foodborne illness outbreaks, and systematic failures in employee training. The contamination isn't isolated incidents. It's recurring patterns of negligence spanning years and causing thousands to fall seriously ill. The food safety failures escalate beyond dirty kitchens. Multiple fast food chains face criminal charges for adulterating food, pay record-breaking fines for poisoning customers, and continue operating despite documented evidence of unsafe practices. Sick employees forced to work while vomiting, equipment covered in biofilm, and cross-contamination of raw meat create perfect conditions for disease outbreaks. Today, we're counting down the 5 worst fast food chains in America, according to health inspectors, federal investigators, and food safety experts. From chains paying $25 million fines for criminal violations to restaurants with confirmed outbreaks affecting thousands, these represent what experts actively warn consumers to avoid. And stick around until the end. We've got 5 bonus secrets about fast food safety the industry desperately conceals. The revelations about inspection loopholes and employee pressure will fundamentally change where you choose to eat. Number 5. Taco Bell. The health code violations are widespread and consistent. Columbia, Missouri inspectors examined 5 Taco Bell locations and found more than half had violations. Similar patterns emerge in Ohio, Georgia, and multiple other states with repeated violations documented at numerous locations. The geographic spread proves this isn't a regional problem. It's a chain-wide failure. The contamination history spans decades. A 2006 E. coli outbreak spread across 5 states, sickening dozens of customers who ate contaminated lettuce and other produce. In 2010, salmonella outbreaks hit Washington and Oregon locations, affecting multiple restaurants simultaneously. The pattern reveals systematic food safety failures that continue despite supposed improvements. The metal contamination incident was massive. In 2019, Taco Bell recalled approximately 2 million pounds of seasoned beef due to suspected contamination with metal shavings. The recall affected dozens of restaurants across multiple states, raising questions about quality control in the supply chain. Metal contamination suggests serious problems at processing facilities that somehow passed inspection. The supplier-related outbreaks continue. In 2024, onions were recalled after an E. coli outbreak linked to a Taco Bell supplier. The restaurant faces ongoing challenges with contaminated ingredients from outside sources, suggesting inadequate vendor verification processes. The chain's low-cost business model may prioritize cheap suppliers over safe ones. The legal scrutiny is mounting. A legal office is actively looking for food poisoning cases eligible for lawsuits against the fast food chain. The pattern of incidents has created enough concern that attorneys specifically target Taco Bell for potential litigation, treating the chain as a reliable source of food poisoning cases. The ground beef controversy persists. Taco Bell has faced multiple rumors and lawsuits alleging the chain doesn't use real ground beef in dishes. While the company denies these claims and insists on quality meat, the controversy reflects broader consumer distrust stemming from repeated food safety incidents and questionable ingredient sourcing. The beautiful locations hide ugly practices. Despite having some architecturally stunning restaurants like the world's most beautiful Taco Bell in Pacifica, California, the attractive exteriors don't guarantee safe food. The contrast between gorgeous buildings and documented health violations illustrates how appearance means nothing for food safety. Health inspectors note Taco Bell's inconsistent food safety practices across locations create unpredictable risk for consumers. The chain's budget pricing and high-volume operations may contribute to corner-cutting that compromises food safety at the expense of customer health. Number 4. Wendy's The E. coli outbreak was devastating. In 2022, Wendy's served E. coli contaminated food to customers across 5 states, resulting in serious illnesses. The company ultimately paid over $4.7 million to settle 39 lawsuits, with court cases taking years to resolve. The health code violations are severe. One Las Vegas location racked up 27 demerits in a 2019 inspection for dirty soda nozzles, food left on the floor, raw food cross-contamination, and numerous other violations. These weren't minor infractions. They represented fundamental failures in basic hygiene. The Fort Lauderdale incident revealed catastrophic conditions. A 2023 Dirty Dining segment exposed a Florida location with insects throughout the restaurant. The infestation wasn't limited to one area. Inspectors found bugs in multiple sections, indicating long-term neglect of basic cleanliness. The Michigan lawsuit details horrific consequences. A family alleges their child suffered hemolytic uremic syndrome linked to stech infections from Wendy's food, resulting in permanent brain damage, kidney failure, seizure disorder, and other permanent impairments. The severity of these injuries illustrates the life-destroying potential of food safety failures. The inspection findings were damning. After the Michigan incident, inspectors found the location violated 17 different health and food codes, including moldy food, spoiled produce, dirty surfaces, and water leaks. The violations weren't isolated, they represented systematic neglect across multiple food safety categories. The romaine lettuce outbreak investigation was inconclusive but suspicious. Over 60 people across 14 states fell ill after eating Wendy's hamburgers. The CDC investigation pointed to romaine lettuce in both burgers and sandwiches, though they couldn't definitively confirm due to lack of laboratory evidence. Wendy's pulled romaine lettuce from affected restaurants, effectively admitting the likely source. The nutritional nightmare compounds health risks. World Atlas ranked Wendy's as the unhealthiest fast food chain in America, with the triple Baconator meal delivering 2,160 calories, 54 grams of saturated fat, and 3,400 milligrams of sodium, well over daily recommended limits across the board. Food safety advocates specifically warned that Wendy's combination of severe health code violations, major disease outbreaks, and catastrophic customer injuries makes this chain particularly dangerous. Number 3. Burger King. The NBC Dateline investigation was damning. In 2003, the show investigated 100 Burger King locations and found a combined total of 241 critical code violations. This averaged more than 2 critical violations per location, a catastrophic failure rate indicating systematic problems across the chain. The investigation wasn't targeting Burger King specifically, yet the chain topped the list of dirtiest restaurants. The health violation history is extensive. Burger King restaurants throughout the United States have accumulated numerous health violations over many years. Inspection results from health departments are frequently well below average, with some locations scoring among the worst in their regions. The violations aren't improving over time despite public awareness. The consistency of problems is alarming. With over 6,500 locations across all 50 states and the District of Columbia, Burger King's widespread presence means consumers face high risk of encountering contaminated food no matter where they travel. The violations aren't limited to specific regions. They occur nationwide, suggesting corporate-level failures in food safety protocols and inadequate franchise oversight. The critical violations include serious hazards. Inspections commonly find cross-contamination between raw and cooked foods, improper food storage temperatures, dirty food preparation surfaces, and inadequate employee hygiene practices. These violations directly increase risk of foodborne illness. The patterns suggest systematic undertraining of employees in basic food safety principles. The Whopper health concerns extend beyond contamination. While the famous burger contains protein and iron, the high amounts of fat, cholesterol, and sodium make it dangerous for cardiovascular health when consumed regularly. The nutritional profile combined with food safety risks creates multiple health threats from a single menu item. The inspection patterns reveal negligence. Locations repeatedly fail inspections, get cited for violations, make minimal corrections, then fail again within months. This cycle indicates either inadequate corporate oversight or unwillingness to invest in proper food safety measures. The repeat violations show the company isn't learning from mistakes. Travel experts specifically warn tourists to avoid Burger King when traveling in America. The chain tops multiple dirtiest fast food lists, with food safety researchers noting the consistency of violations makes it virtually impossible to identify which locations are safe versus dangerous. Number 2. McDonald's. The 2024 E. coli outbreak was massive. A supplier-related outbreak traced to Taylor Farms resulted in 104 confirmed cases across multiple states, including 34 hospitalizations and one death. The CDC investigation revealed extensive problems beyond just the initial contamination source. The supplier facility inspection was horrifying. FDA inspectors at Taylor Farms' Colorado Springs facility reported extensive biofilm buildup on equipment, which led to cross-contamination. Biofilm, bacterial colonies encased in protective slime, indicates long-term neglect of equipment cleaning, allowing bacteria to thrive and spread. The historical E. coli outbreak killed 4 people. In the early 1990s, 700 people in the Midwest contracted E. coli from contaminated hamburgers at McDonald's, resulting in 4 deaths and hundreds under hospitalization. The outbreak traced to meatpacking facilities supplying the chain, revealing inadequate quality control in the supply chain. The food poisoning reports dominate nationwide data. According to iwaspoisoned.com, a food safety reporting platform, McDonald's leads all chains in food poisoning reports across 23 states from 2012 to 2023. This isn't coincidence. It reflects systematic problems across thousands of locations. The cleanliness experience varies wildly between locations. While some McDonald's restaurants maintain decent standards, many locations fail basic cleanliness requirements. The corporate franchise model creates inconsistent oversight, with individual owners cutting corners on cleaning and maintenance. The combo marketing encourages dangerous overconsumption. Researchers specifically flag McDonald's for oversized combos, kid-focused marketing, and extras like McFlurries and jumbo sodas that normalize excessive sugar and sodium consumption. The $5 bundles and 24-hour drive-thru availability create constant temptation. The nutritional profile is catastrophic. Even without trans fats, McDonald's menu items deliver extreme calorie loads, sodium levels, and saturated fat. The Big Breakfast with hot cakes contains 1,340 calories and 2,070 milligrams of sodium, 90% of daily limits in a single morning meal. Health officials note McDonald's represents the dangerous intersection of massive scale, inconsistent food safety, supplier problems, and aggressive marketing that encourages frequent consumption of contaminated, unhealthy food. Number 1. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Here's the absolute worst. According to federal prosecutors and health investigators, Chipotle paid $25 million, the largest food safety fine in American history, to resolve criminal charges for adulterating food. More than 2,100 people sickened between 2015 and 2018, with outbreaks caused by systematic failures to follow food safety protocols. The 5 major norovirus outbreaks reveal systematic negligence. Between 2015 and 2018, Chipotle locations caused repeated norovirus outbreaks. 234 people sick in Simi Valley, California. 141 people sick in Boston. 135 people sick in Sterling, Virginia. 647 people sick in Powell, Ohio, plus additional outbreaks. The recurring pattern proves this wasn't bad luck. It was corporate failure. The sick employee policy violations were criminal. In multiple outbreaks, managers ordered sick employees to continue working despite company policies requiring exclusion. In Boston, an apprentice manager who vomited in the restaurant was ordered to keep working, then helped package a catering order for Boston College's basketball team 2 days later. Half the team fell ill. The Simi Valley outbreak shows deliberate concealment. An employee vomited and was sent home, but the illness wasn't reported internally as required. Food safety procedures weren't implemented until 2 days later after multiple customers reported becoming ill. The delayed response allowed widespread contamination. The Powell, Ohio incident was the largest single outbreak. Approximately 647 people who dined at one Chipotle restaurant reported illness related to Clostridium perfringens, a pathogen that grows rapidly when food isn't held at appropriate temperatures. Health inspectors found critical violations specific to time and temperature controls for lettuce and beans. The E. coli outbreak struck across 11 states. 2 separate E. coli O26 outbreaks in 2015 sickened at least 60 people across Washington, Oregon, California, Delaware, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Investigators couldn't identify a single contaminated ingredient because contamination was so widespread. The Salmonella outbreak in Minnesota affected 17 different locations. In 2015, Salmonella tainted tomatoes at 22 outlets sickened 64 people, with 9 requiring hospitalization. The multi-location outbreak indicated problems throughout the supply chain and inadequate verification of ingredient safety. The employee training was catastrophically inadequate. Federal investigations revealed store-level Chipotle employees reported inadequate staffing and food safety training. Workers felt pressured to work while sick, didn't understand proper protocols, and faced retaliation for reporting safety concerns. The Massachusetts violations show ongoing problems. In 2024, an inspected Massachusetts store was cited for 9 core health code violations, including insufficiently cleaned ice machines, improperly stored produce, and missing thermometers in walk-in coolers. Just 2 years prior, another Massachusetts location was described by health inspectors as very unclean. The corporate response was inadequate. Despite spending tens of millions on improved food safety after 2015, outbreaks continued through 2018. The company blamed individual employees at individual locations rather than acknowledging systematic corporate failures in training, oversight, and enforcement of safety protocols. The food with integrity marketing is fraudulent. Chipotle built its brand on serving fresh, healthy food with integrity. The reality is a company that criminally poisoned over 100 customers, paid the largest food safety fine in history, and continues facing violations years after promising improvements. The scratch cooking model increases contamination risk. Food safety experts note that preparing fresh ingredients at individual stores increases the number of people and surfaces contacting food, multiplying contamination opportunities. Chipotle's business model, their supposed advantage, is actually a food safety liability. Federal prosecutors, health departments, and food safety investigators universally identify Chipotle as having the worst food safety record of any major restaurant chain. The criminal charges, record fine, systematic employee policy violations, massive outbreak numbers, and ongoing problems despite supposed reforms make this the single worst restaurant chain consumers should absolutely avoid. Beyond the 5 worst restaurant chains, investigators reveal 5 bonus secrets. Bonus Secret 1: Health inspections. Miss most contamination. The inspection frequency is inadequate. Most restaurants receive health inspections only once or twice annually. Contamination can occur any day between inspections, meaning consumers eat at restaurants with undetected violations most of the time. The critical violations definition is narrow. Health inspectors focus on observable violations like food temperatures, hand washing, and visible contamination. They can't detect many dangerous pathogens like norovirus, E. coli, or salmonella without laboratory testing, which rarely occurs during routine inspections. The announced inspections allow preparation. Many health departments provide advance notice of inspections, allowing restaurants to temporarily improve conditions. The inspected restaurant may be cleaner than typical daily operations, giving consumers false confidence in safety. Bonus Secret 2: Sick employees serve your food. Constantly. The pressure to work while sick is systematic. Restaurant workers report intense pressure to work during illness because they fear losing wages, disappointing managers, or being fired. Many chains lack adequate paid sick leave policies, forcing sick workers to choose between financial hardship and working while contagious. The 70% statistic is horrifying. CDC research found that 70% of norovirus outbreaks involving contaminated food are caused by infected food workers. The majority restaurant-acquired illnesses come from sick employees handling food, not contaminated ingredients. The 48-hour rule is widely ignored. Food safety protocols require workers to stay home at least 48 hours after symptoms resolve. Restaurant industry practices routinely violate this standard, with managers ordering symptomatic workers to return immediately when understaffed. Bonus Secret 3: Fresh ingredients are more dangerous than processed. The fresh food paradox increases risk. Restaurants marketing fresh, unprocessed ingredients face higher contamination risk because pathogens aren't killed by cooking or processing. Chipotle's fresh ingredient model directly contributed to their massive outbreak problems. The supply chain complexity multiplies hazards. Fresh ingredients pass through multiple handlers from farm to restaurant: farmers, packers, distributors, delivery drivers, and restaurant workers. Each transfer point introduces contamination opportunities that processed foods avoid through industrial safety protocols. The scratch cooking creates more touch points. Preparing ingredients from scratch at individual locations means more employees, more surfaces, and more opportunities for cross-contamination compared to receiving pre-prepared items from centralized facilities with better quality control. Bonus secret 4. Franchise model destroys safety accountability. The corporate franchise structure dilutes oversight. Major chains operate through franchise agreements where individual owners run locations. Corporate headquarters lacks direct control over daily operations, allowing franchisees to cut costs by reducing cleaning, maintenance, and proper staffing. The profit pressure creates dangerous incentives. Franchise owners who must pay corporate fees while competing on price have strong incentive to minimize labor costs. This pressure leads directly to understaffing, inadequate training, and working sick employees, all major outbreak causes. The liability protection benefits corporations. When outbreaks occur at franchise locations, corporate headquarters often escapes legal responsibility by claiming the franchise owner controlled operations. This protection removes corporate incentive to enforce rigorous safety standards across all locations. Bonus secret 5. Restaurant industry lobbying weakens safety standards. The political influence prevents stronger regulations. Restaurant industry lobbying groups spend millions preventing stricter food safety requirements, mandatory paid sick leave, and enhanced inspection protocols. The industry fights regulations that would protect consumers but increase costs. The self-regulation model is failing. Much restaurant food safety relies on voluntary corporate programs rather than mandatory government standards. Self-policing allows chains to prioritize profit over safety, resulting in repeated outbreaks at the same companies. The federal fine amounts are inadequate deterrents. Even Chipotle's record $25 million fine represents a tiny fraction of the company's revenue. For major chains earning billions annually, multi-million-dollar fines are simply a cost of doing business rather than meaningful punishment that changes behavior. These 5 fast food chains, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, and especially Chipotle, represent the worst food safety failures in America's fast food industry. The pattern is consistent: inadequate employee training, pressure to work while sick, poor oversight of franchises, contaminated suppliers, and systematic violations of basic food safety protocols. The criminal charges, record fines, massive outbreak numbers, severe health code violations, and ongoing problems despite promised reforms prove these fast food chains repeatedly prioritize profit over customer safety. Federal investigators, health departments, and food safety experts all agree. These fast food restaurants have demonstrated they cannot consistently provide safe food. Protect yourself by avoiding these fast food chains entirely, especially Chipotle's criminal track record of poisoning over 1,100 customers. Your health is worth more than convenient fast food from chains with documented patterns of making people seriously ill. If this video helped you understand which fast food chains to avoid, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Hidden Menu for more food safety investigations that expose what the fast food industry doesn't want you to know. And drop a comment below. Which of these fast food chains surprised you most? Or do you have personal experience with food poisoning from any of these restaurants? Your stories help warn other consumers. Stay safe out there, and remember, the cleanest looking fast food restaurant might be hiding the dirtiest secrets behind the kitchen door.